What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today we're learning all about Virgo while doing our makeup. It is that time of the month where we are ready for a new astrology video. This month obviously is about Virgo. So Virgos watching, I'm warning you now, I'm a very chaotic Aries, in case you couldn't tell. There's definitely some struggle that came along with this makeup today, so try not to cringe through it. But the whole premise of the video is me dropping facts about Virgo or any astrological sign whenever it is their time to shine. I go over facts, likes, dislikes, what they're like in a family setting, relationships, friendships. You're gonna learn the ins and outs of Virgo today, okay? And I always conclude every video with the creepiest thing about your sign, so you definitely want to stick it out to the end. And this is not our final form. I'm going to be adding on a little more pizzazz, so you gotta stay tuned to see what that is. So as you're watching along, let me know, do you agree, do you disagree? As always, there is so much more to you than your sun sign, my friends. You have an entire birth chart, but if you're new into astrology, you may hear people refer to your big three, which is your sun, moon, and rising. That whole idea is that your big three kind of make up the looseness of your personality. It's like kind of in a nutshell of what the big dark hole of what astrology actually is. So if you have Virgo placements in your chart, you may be relating to this video, and if you are a Virgo sun, you may agree or disagree with some things, but that is because there's just so much more to you. If you'd like to learn more about the basics of astrology, check out my other channel, Crystal Corner. I will have my Astrology 101 video linked down below along with my channel. And as always, all my resources are always linked in the info box. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future astrology and makeup videos. I also do a lot of makeup education tutorial focused videos with some lifestyle things mixed in and some reviews. So be sure to subscribe if that interests you. I'm done with my spiel now, so we can get on to the actual Virgo-ness of this video. The first thing that I always start off with is the color spectrum of each sign, and I hate to say it, please don't be mad at me, but I knew it was gonna be boring. This may not be boring to some, but we do have some black, some gray, some silver, and then we also have some dark blue, some almost like a cerulean blue, some greens, khakis, tans. I hope no one can read those. And then we also have like kind of green tone grays there at the end. So I knew, I was like, I had silver in mind, and it turned out, you know, I was right. And I do have some serious credit to give for this look. This is an artist that I was just obsessed with, and I was like, this has Virgo written all over it. So I will have her Instagram linked down below if you want to check her out. But like I said, we're about to add some more to it as the video goes on. So let's get into Virgo season. Okay, Virgo, the library is now open for you. Virgo season runs from August 23rd to September 22nd. Virgo is an earth sign fitting perfectly between Taurus and Capricorn. This creates strong character, but one that prefers conservative, well-organized things and a lot of practicality in their everyday life. These individuals have an organized life, and even when they do let go to chaos, their goals and dreams still have strictly defined borders in their mind. Constantly worried that they are missing a detail that will be impossible to fix, they can get stuck, becoming overly critical and concerned about matters that nobody else seems to care about. The element of Earth empowers Virgo to become a rock of reliability. Virgo is an observant and practical sign that is acutely aware of its surrounding world, especially if something is wrong or out of place. The idea of routine and cycles is strong in the Earth element and in Virgo's role as a maiden of the annual harvest. Since Mercury is a ruling planet of the sign, its representatives have a well-developed sense of speech and writing, as well as all other forms of communication. Mercury is a planet that influences information, and Virgo is a highly skilled with handling information, meticulously narrowing down what's useful and cutting out what's not. As an incredibly observant and analytical sign, this makes Virgo a sensible source of information and ideas. This acute sense of knowledge and fact also makes Virgo a trustworthy and helpful ally. Virgos are always paying attention to the smallest details, and their deep sense of humanity makes them one of the most careful signs of the zodiac. Their methodical approach to life ensures that nothing is left to chance, and although they're often tender, their heart might be closed to the outer world. This is a sign often misunderstood, not because they lack the ability to express, but because they won't accept their feelings as valid, true, or even relevant when opposed to reason. The symbolism behind the name speaks well of their nature, born with the feeling they are experiencing everything for the first time. Virgo, the disappointed goddess. Seeking goodness in humankind is a story of Virgo, and disappointment seems to be inevitable. I struggled on that word for a minute. From their point of view. I cannot pronounce things, so I am so sorry to all you Virgos watching this. The first time Virgo came from their cloud and jumped onto planet Earth, it felt like their mission is to use their existence for good, discovering ways of justice and purity in other people. Once they fail to find it too many times though, Virgos will pull away, get lost, or simply separate from other people to sit on the bench, criticize, and judge. Strengths of Virgos include being loyal, analytical, kind, hardworking, and practical. Weaknesses of Virgos include being shy, worrying, being overly critical of self and others, and being all work and no play. Virgos tend to like animals, healthy food, books, nature, and cleanliness. Virgos tend to dislike rudeness, asking for help, and taking center stage. Virgos in love. The sign of Virgo leads Venus to its tragic fall and speaks of one's inability to feel worthy, beautiful, or lovable. Compatibility is mostly based on their ability of their partner to give them all the love they need to start feeling safe and open up to show their soft, vulnerable heart. They will rarely have direct statements of love, but intimacy brings out all of the beauty of their emotional self-expression. A Virgo will prefer a stable relationship over having a fun, casual lover, except if they become one, using their charm and superficial communication to win hearts without ever investing in their own. Methodical and intellectually dominant, each Virgo seems to have an equation in their mind that their partner has to follow. They will rarely have many sexual experiences with different people, for they need to feel important to someone and find real physical pleasure in order to give their whole self to someone else. The sign of Virgo is easily attached to the symbolism of a virgin, but the truth is their quality is mutable, and their need for change often overcomes their self-imposed restrictions and moral boundaries when it comes to sex. Trust needs to be built with Virgo slowly, steadily, and patiently. Each partner they have in life has a chance to be nurtured and cared for, but only if they give enough to deserve special treatment of a Virgo. Virgo friends and family. When it comes to friends, Virgos are excellent advisors, always knowing how to solve a problem. This can make them helpful and extremely useful to have around, but also brings out their need to search for a problem in everything and everyone around them. They will care for people they built a solid relationship with, treasuring them for years and nurturing them in every possible way. An intimate friendship with a Virgo is always earned by good deeds. When it comes to family, people born with their sun in Virgo are very dedicated to their family and attentive to elderly and sick people. They understand tradition and the importance of responsibility, proud of their upbringing and everything that made their mind as dominant as it is. Virgos with careers and money. Virgos are practical, analytical, and hardworking, always knowing exactly where to look for the core of any problem. Their methodology makes them shine at jobs that require good organization, dealing with paperwork, problem solving, and working with their minds and hands. When they're able to focus, perfection is to be expected from their work, for no other sign has such an eye for details as Virgo. Many Virgos may choose to pursue a career as writers, journalists, and typists, but their need to serve others makes them feel good as caregivers on a clear mission to help. In love with books and artistic expression, they make good critics, while their need to help humankind serves them best if they decide to become doctors, nurses, or psychologists. Virgos stand for all practical and used things, and is in the nature of these individuals to save money and always put something to the side. They will see irrational spending as a bad habit or a matter of being spoiled, and always hold on to practical solutions that don't cost much. Unfortunately, this approach can sometimes make them a bit cheap and too concerned about everything they might lack tomorrow. They need to learn to indulge in some hedonism too. What we love about Virgos: impeccably reliable, you can always count on Virgo to come through to you in a pinch. Why Virgos drive us nuts? Virgos' perfectionism can sometimes be a negative, and it can lead them to become too critical of others. Advice for Virgos: loosen up every once in a while. No one is perfect, not even you. Oh, I'm sure that hits deep. Virgo celebrities include Beyonce, Jimmy Fallon, Blake Lively, Tim Burton, Keanu Reeves, Michael Jackson, Michelle Williams, Prince Harry, Jennifer Hudson, Adam Sandler, Selma Hayek, Chris Pine, Pink, and Cameron Diaz. I would just like to say that my cousin is a Virgo, and like this is pretty much her to a T, and her husband is a Leo, and he is basically a Leo to the T, and they're so good together. I definitely see why those two signs balance each other out after learning more about them. Okay, so now we are on to the last part of the video, my favorite part, the creepiest thing about your sign. So, Virgo, what is the creepiest thing about you? Virgos have secret sex fantasies. This is according to the Bustle article, and the author wrote, Virgo, there is nothing creepy about your sex fantasies. Then why is it called the creepiest thing about Virgos then, author? Let me continue reading on. In general, Virgo is kind, hardworking, analytical, and practical. These traits can all be great for satisfying your partner, but Virgo's shy nature might keep them from transferring their fantasies from their heads to their beds. If you look at a wide-eyed Virgo who seems so innocent and you think they'll be boring in bed, you are so wrong, my friend. This woman is a lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets. Just don't get the sheets dirty. If you're keeping your sexual fantasies bottled up, there's nothing wrong with you, Virgo, and there's nothing wrong with setting them free either. That was kind of cute and encouraging, not exactly creepy. Okay, that is gonna wrap it up for our Virgo video. I'm so afraid of moving my face in these gems just falling right off because I used a glitter primer instead of like eyelash glue. So yeah, I didn't have enough smaller ones, which would have worked a lot better, been more about the aesthetic, but we did what we had to work with, and I love how this turned out. The only time I've done a star constellation on my face was for my own sign last year. So this was really fun to do. I think that it just adds a really fun element to the look, you know, it gives it that pizzazz factor I was looking for. So let me know, what did you think of Virgo? Was it a hard read? Did you agree with it? Do you think they got off easy? Because some signs have had it pretty rough so far in these videos. So again, if you would like to catch up on the other videos, I will have the playlist linked down below, again, with all my resources. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.